Months go by, and after the training of their lives, both Boka and Krillin are ready to enter the Tenkaichi Budokai, both completely unaware of the other's existence. With Krillin as the sole student of the Turtle School, and Boka more or less representing Capsule Corp, but technically was officially trained under the Satan Castle School. He chooses to wear his Capsule Corp gi to honor Dr. Brief because without his support, he wouldn't be here right now. However, Master Satan isn't shy about gaining some publicity for his dojo. Currently, he believes Boka to be his only capable student. So much so that he told his other students that they were not even allowed to attempt to enter the tournament this year. Even the young phenomenon named Mark couldn't even land a hit on the monkey-tailed prodigy. As the crowd begins to gather at the site of the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, Mr. and Mrs. Brief convince Bulma to come with to support her younger brother. Tights is off somewhere and they haven't been able to contact her for a while. The Briefs go around to see the sights as Master Satan and Boka make their way towards the registration booth. While in line, Master Satan points out to Boka that the old man over there is Master Roshi, a former world champion, and the little bald kid next to him must be his student. He also makes Boka aware of some of the giants and monsters and tells him to be ready for everything and anything. As their time arises to sign in, a tournament official tells Master Satan that he will not be allowed to accompany Boka throughout the duration of the event, as only fighters are allowed backstage and in the elimination rounds. Master Satan manages to convince the committee to let him tag along by saying that Boka is only a young child and it wouldn't be fair to him to leave him on his own. The preliminaries pass with predictable results. Boka is able to effortlessly defeat all of his opponents. By the time the actual tournament rolls around, it's down to only 8 fighters: Bacterian, Krillin, Jackie Chun, Fighter 40, who we'll call Kosha, Nam, Ranfan, Boka, and Giren. Boka knows very little about all of these fighters, other than he's just glad he doesn't have to fight that Bacterian guy right away. Noticing he's the only other kid, Boka enthusiastically approaches Krillin. "Hey, it's good to see someone else my age here. What's your name?" Krillin coldly stares back and after a short pause, tells Boka not to talk to him. The first fight consists of the aforementioned fighter that could use a bath and Krillin. As one-sided as the fight initially appeared, Krillin proves to be superbly durable in the battle, withstanding everything Bacterian has to dish out, which is more than most of us would prefer. Not being able to handle the putrid odor, Krillin appears all but defeated. Bacterian lands a hit and sends Krillin into a daze. That's when Boka makes an interesting observation. "Hey kid, focus your mind and you won't smell them! You don't have a nose!" Begrudgingly taking Boka's advice to heart, Krillin realizes the stranger is right. Powering through the now fading, imaginary to Krillin but all too real to the rest of us stench, he delivers a powerful kick to Bacterian's chin and sends him flying backwards to the ground. Quickly gaining the upper hand, Krillin predictably ends the match shortly after. In victory, Krillin walks off the ring and is immediately congratulated by Boka. But Krillin still wants very little to do with him and tells Boka that he didn't need his advice before walking off to be alone. The mysterious Jackie Chun takes the stage against the humanoid wolf Kosha, which abruptly ends as we'd all assume. Nam and Ranfan's fight comes and goes as well, which brings us to Boka versus Giren. At this point in his life, with the exception of the elimination rounds, Boka hasn't had the opportunity to fight any notable opponents. The athletes at school, the other students of Satan Castle Dojo, and that's really about it. And all of them, including Master Satan himself, couldn't even hold a candle to Boka's raw strength, though he was able to learn proper martial arts firsthand instead of what he had just read in books. Boka and Giren take the stage, with Giren trash-talking the entire time, believing this tiny half-pint has no possible chance of winning in the ring. Boka takes his fighting stance as the announcer is about to commence the start of the match. Then it begins to rain. As the crowd disperses to seek shelter, the match is put on a temporary hold until the weather clears. After all, it wouldn't be a very fun fight with no crowd or if one were to slip on the wet arena. In a nearby bar, the Brief family catches up as Master Satan sits quietly with them. Bulma still struggles to find too much interest as she has yet to see her little brother actually get to fight, and martial arts isn't exactly her forte to begin with. All spectators were even banned from viewing the elimination round, so she has literally no idea what to make out of him even qualifying. Krillin sits alone as Master Roshi continues his Jackie Chun ruse. Monstrous footsteps rock the restaurant as Giren enters. He approaches the bar and casually orders a glass of milk. Some idiotic oaf from the Orin Temple runs in and clumsily trips over the giant's tail, then stupidly picks a fight, causing the entire group of the Orin fighters to violently get put in their place. As Giren approaches one to execute him, Boka steps up and tells him to back off and they've learned their lesson. A very short skirmish ensues before Jackie Chun warns Giren that if he defeats Boka now, then he will be disqualified, but if he wins in the ring, then he'll be one step closer to the prize money. Thinking wisely, Giren backs off. Master Roshi has no personal stake in Boka, but the fact another child besides Krillin qualified for the tournament fascinates him. Who trained him? Where does his strength come from? The rain soon stops and the sun is shining once more. As Giren enters the ring, Boka is nowhere to be found, and surely Krillin isn't going to bother to help look for him. The announcer calls over the microphone that if Boka does not enter the ring within 2 minutes, he will forfeit the match. Giren repeatedly insists Boka has run away, and the announcer needs to call the fight. With luck on his side, the eliminated Ram fan happens to find Boka sleeping underneath a nearby tree, and the announcer hastily drags him back to the arena. Boka goes on to explain to the crowd that the sunshine and the cool breeze was just relaxing enough to make him conk out for a while, which obviously irritates Giren, as not only does he have to actually fight now, but this little kid is openly mocking him. The crowd roars as the match begins. Giren attempts to trick Boka, believing him to be some naive kid, but as we know, this is a vastly improved monkey-tailed alien. Seeing right through this ploy, Boka waits for his opening and takes it, delivering a rib-cracking blow to Giren. Not willing to attack an opponent while they're down, and clearly seeing the monster has wings, Boka decides not to attack further or attempt to throw him out of the ring. He just calmly waits as the announcer counts, only making it to 3. Taking the boy much more seriously now, Giren unleashes his merry-go-round gum and traps Boka. Now cocky again, Giren tells Boka to struggle all he wants, but it's useless. Sure enough, Boka proves him the fool once more and is able to break free. With no more tricks up his sleeve, he takes a few more hits from Boka before throwing in the towel. Not willing to take any more punishment, Boka has won his first genuine martial arts match. It's just unfortunate it had to be against such a coward and have quite the anticlimactic ending. Finally seeing his strength, however, Bulma begins to shout from the crowd for Boka, getting really excited for her younger brother. Happy nonetheless, Boka walks off the stage. Master Satan congratulates him on his first major victory. After some between-fight entertainment, the announcer having a few of the contestants come out to give a little information about themselves, showing Boka is just as silly as dangerous, it's time for Krillin unknowingly to fight his own master. It's pretty evident early on that Krillin doesn't stand much of a chance, and Chun sends him flying back into the wall, where Boka once again tries to offer up his encouragement. Krillin! Boka getting Krillin's attention. Look, he's fast, but you are too. I don't know what kind of training you've had, but if you've been able to make it this far, you can see him just as well as I can. Krillin just sits there, not knowing why this kid keeps trying to be nice to him. Until this point, Krillin hasn't had the best luck making friends with people his own age. Krillin once again walks off without saying anything, but appreciates the words of encouragement on the inside. Krillin rejoins the match with a new energy and is able to produce a decent fight, but ultimately falls short to the old-timer. Both Chun and Boka tell Krillin how well he did after the match. As the cadences from the announcer echo backstage, it's time for Boka to face off against the stoic warrior known as Nam. Boka hands his glasses to Master Satan, saying they keep getting in the way of his peripheral. Satan asks Boka, don't you need those to see? Nah, my dad just makes me wear them. I've never been sure why though. Master Satan is left standing there a little confused, but just goes with it. Taking note from the previous fight, Boka attempts to use Jackie Chun's after-image technique, which Nam doesn't fall for, but proves how impressive Boka's learning abilities are. Until now, he's never utilized ki-based moves. The fight rages and Nam proves to be a worthy opponent. After trading blows, the fight takes to the sky and Boka is finally able to obtain the advantage. Playing right into his trap, Nam takes the bait and Boka easily wins via ring out, using his vastly sharpened mind over the other fighters. Master Satan is elated for Boka, but also elated for himself as his quote-unquote student has made it to the finals in the World Martial Arts Tournament. Chun assists Nam with his village's water problem, and all is well for the noble warrior. And Krillin finally lets his pride and other nonsense go to congratulate Boka on a well-earned victory. Not too long after, the championship round is set to begin. Both Boka and Jackie Chun wish each other luck and together head towards the arena. As the announcer begins to shout for the start of the match, the sky darkens once more. But this time with a much darker, more ominous hue than before. This doesn't seem like a typical thunderstorm. The crowd, the announcer, Jackie Chun and Boka themselves look towards the sky in anticipation of the rain. What they don't know is, hundreds of miles away on the island Krillin has spent the last few months training inside of Roshi's house, Pilaf and company have stolen all 7 Dragon Balls from Roshi's possession. And to make matters worse, They've summoned Shenron and are prepared to make their wish for world domination. Remember, hit that like button, that subscribe button, the bell for notifications, and at the very least, do all that stuff for the goats at the beginning of this video. But for real this time, we'll catch you next time.